balaod. We in PCA gitask mi nga mo create sa atong gitagaan lang taog 4 months to create or present to the President ang industry development plan nato na to be funded from the Levy Fund. And also we are also given 90 days to submit to the President the names of 3 coconut farmer representative to the PCA Governing Board because for the information of everyone, out of the 9 board members of PCA, the constituted board, ang 6 ani is atong mga secretaries sa nakalain-lain na itong mga agency. Apila ng 6 ang among administrator. O niya, ang tulo na yun, 1 coconut farmer representative sa Luzon, 1 from Visayas, and 1 from Mindanao. So actually, daghan kayo ang gipabuhat ng mga trabahoon. Nga gamay ra kay ang time nga gibuhat, and that kana pagid siya, aside pagid na siya sa kaning mga bayanihan to namo nga mga activities, no? So anyway, karon kining atong gathering karon, ang among yung main purpose ani is that magka naata tanan or majority sa mga implementing agencies magka-gather ta kay usa sa task nga gihatag lagi namo kato laging pag-develop sa atong regional coconut industry roadmap o at the same time ang development plan. So dapat kita nga mga collaborating agencies mag-work in tandem kita ani para nga isara ang atong direksyon sa implementation sa atong mga projects and programs towards the development of our coconut industry in Region 10. So with that, siguro ako na lang sang sugdan dayon ang presentation sa atong roadmap. Roadmap na.
Yan. While we are presenting the roadmap, no, I would also like to acknowledge additional participants coming from this morning. I would like to acknowledge DTI Misamis Oriental Provincial Coordinator, Mr. Baser M. Lagayan. Good morning, sir. And also our representative from PCA Central Office from the Research Development Branch. We have Ms. Mariel Roque. Good morning, ma'am. And we also have Dr. Ernest Lozada, the team leader for the CFIDP, who will be presenting later on behalf of Ms. Erlene, DA Erlene Manohar. And with him is Dr. Corazon Aragon, the technical writer and consultant of CFIDP. Okay. So I'll turn the mic back to regional manager.
Okay, thank you, Ram. So friends, mga kauban, ang main purpose gid nako karon dinhi sa atong presentation is para gyud ma-present kanato sa whole body what is the real situation sa atong coconut industry uban man sa atong mga coconut farmers in Region 10. Kay we are mandated sa atong nasulti kanina nga each region shall prepare his development plan in accordance with the region's needs. So I will be, ang main yun ako karon nga purpose sa atong presentation nga ma-appreciate ninyo unsa ang kahimtang sa atong industry sa Region 10 nga ato pong present unya unsa ang mga lakang nga atong dapat ma-include sa atong development plan nga we will be crafting later on to finalize na itong figures to address the need sa atong region. So this is our presentation. Next slide. So this data is our national figure. Philippine Coconut Industry Divisioner. So di man gyud malalis nga we are one of the top producer and exporter worldwide sa coconut in terms of coconut, But sad to say, atong gross value added in agriculture is only pegged at 4.1%. So meaning kulang kay tasa mga value adding, no? So in total, we have about 3.6 million of hectares planted to coconut. So ang atong hectares planted is second only to rice. Rice kaya po ang pinakadaghan sa entire Philippines. And of the 82 provinces in the country, 69 are belong to the coconut producing regions. And based sa atong National Coconut Farmers Registry, which we conducted the previous years, 2016 to 2018, we have 2.5 million coconut farmers. But at present, we are revalidating it. Tungod kay medyo taon-taon man po to siya. So as you can see, ang atong base average income sa coconut is only pegged at 20,000 per hectare per year, which is gamay ra gid kaayo. And we have 347 million bearing trees with 10% senility. So ang na gyud nato i-address na nga kuan. So kinahanglan na siya i-replant. Nationwide, we have only an average yield of 42 to 44 nuts per tree per year. So baba gyud kay siya. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. So this is the situation of our region. So our region is composed of 5 provinces, but we in PCA, we have only 3 provincial offices because when we had our rationalization some years ago, naay-guideline ni gawas nga those provinces not reaching 20,000 hectares will be merged with other provinces. So what happened is that Camiguin and Bukidnon was merged to Misamis Oriental. So we have 1 provincial office for the 3 province cluster. However, Camiguin and Bukidnon have sub-offices. In Camiguin, it is in Mambahaw, Lumad Mambahaw. And in Bukidnon, we have our sub-office at Maramag, Poblacion Maramag. So we have also Lanao and we have Misamis Occidental. So entire hectares of coconut nato din sa Region 10, we have 298,000 hectares, which is 8.4% of the total regional total coconut area nationwide. And then 7th among the regions. We have average yield of 59 nuts per tree per year, with Bukidnon producing the highest average at 73 nuts per tree per year. Next. So coconut occupies 41% of the total agricultural area in our region and 40% of the total region's land area. And our industry contributes approximately 8.23 billion worth of production in copra terms, pegged at the base price of 20 pesos per kilo copra, our adopted average price in 2019. So luckily, as of now, our price ranges from 35 to 44. No, so we have a better average this year. No, so we have also about 153,000 coconut farmers engaged in coconut farming. So siya nag-include na siya sa mga farm workers, tenant o mga owners. And we are also our region also have about 608 accredited farmer groups. Next lang. So this is our the coconut industry contribution in our region in terms of export earnings. So we have listed here our common exported products, and as you can see in the graph, you can see that 67% of our top 10 commodities export in Region 10, 67% coconut products ni siya. So that contribute ni siya mga 453.7 million US dollars ang iyang worth. Other exports na to, mga pineapple, sintered ore, abaca, fresh pineapple, 33% ni siya ang contribution sa atong regional economy. Next. Next round. So, in the region, we have 6 major oil mills. At least, mo na naka-register sa ato, sa PCA. Kaya we don't know if some are operating without our knowledge. We also have 2 existing desiccating plants and another kamulo pang gikonstruct ang Peter and Paul sa Plaridel, Misamis Occidental. And we have 29 other coconut products and byproducts processors registered with the Philippine Coconut Authority. Next. Next lang. So, mo din siya ang consequence sa atong industry level no sa because we have such numbers of traditional end users sa atong raw material din sa region. Kani sila nga mga company, kani nga mga big nga company, ang ilang volume requirement nila to operate at optimum level is 4.4 billion nuts per year. So mo na ang ilang requirement. Wala po mga ginagmay ani. And unluckily, unluckily basta ang situation is that our region can only produce about 1.83 billion nuts per year. So as you can see, the situation nato, forced to God yun ang atong mga existing mga end users to source out their remaining mga raw material needs sa other regions. So kini siya nga scenario since pa ni sa time sa even sa martial law pa. Kaya gani sa martial law, for the information of everyone, napaganito yung mga existing mga oil mills nga gipasiragyod ni President Marcos at that time para ma-ease up ang competition sa raw material din sa region. Ang isa na sa ako nabalaan is katong owned by the Mapuro family nga nag-operate dito sa SND karon. So forced to good ang atong mga existing end users, traditional end users to source out their raw materials sa other places. So tungod kay muna ang existing scenario na to karon. So ang ako lang problema ani kay we cannot dili nato ni pwede pasagdan kay ang atong tanan kami mga regional managers karon gitahasan gid kami nga i-develop ang mga coconut industry namo sa among region. So mo na nga ako gid karon nga move is i-try nako og decrease ang deficit sa atong demand versus atong production. So next slide sa atin. So mo ni ang ato magong strategic advantage why kani nga mga millers ni agatapok sa atong region despite the fact nga kulang ang atong production. Number 1, strategic kayo ang atong location. Gani tungod sa we have good ports atong entire region 10 mo na nga ang atong mga end users, mga millers, they can buy copra raw materials even as far away as Panay Island. So mo na siya ang senaryo sa pagkakaroon. And of course, we can get our supply from the neighboring regions such as Caraga and the ARMM, no? So pero niya mo na siya, unya isa pa gyud we have maayo ang atong power supply, unya minus sad ang bisita sa typhoon dinhi sa ato, unya generally peaceful ang atong region. So mo ni siya ang ato matawag ta nga advantage nato sa region. Next. So gipakita lang dinhi ang atong contribution by province sa atong gikan sa coconut area, bearing trees, ang iya yung average nut production per tree per year, o ang ato dayon sa enlisted nga coconut farmers based sa old nato nga database nga gi-conduct nato atong 2016 to 2018. So next. Masa ni ang listahan sa atong mga registered cocoa-based processors. So kita nimo mo na to siya. Asa man to lang. Okay. So masa dami ang atong mga cocoa-based traders, dealers nawala sa drum. Pasensya sa gamay sa among buwan kay murag na-challenge sa among internet connection karon. So we have 1,011 mga lumber processors, copra trader, cocoa shell charcoal, coconut shell, and whole nut traders. So mo ni ang atong other traders na to. Sige, Ram, next. Ano balik ko? So mo sa di ang breakdown ganina sa katong atong nahisgutan nga total of 4.4 billion nga ilang requirement, unya ang ato ra ma-produce per province na to. So like for example sa Lanao del Norte, ang grand export nanginahanglan sila og 1.3 billion nga nuts per year, pero ang production sa province is only 577,000 million. So natay deficit nga 772 million no nga nuts. So this is one thing we need to address. So the same sa Misamis Occidental, the same in Misamis Oriental. So kulang gyud ang atong production para mo support sa atong existing mga end users kung atong ibutang ang senaryo nga dili na nato sila tugutan nga makapamalit dito sa lain nga region. So ang ako na bang ma-foresee kay kani siya immediate ni siya nga real ni siya nga threat kay sa ako na nasulti kanina, these other regions are also developing their coconut industry. So mo nang here in Region 10, we are forced to good nga mangita tagpamaagi nga bisa na lang nga gamay na to ang deficit or ato pag yung matugnan. So we have naanatay mga gihuna-huna ana paano ato na ipresento niya. Next. So kato ganina akong gi-present is ang sa industry level to nga problema, ang law of supply lagi nato no, law of raw material supply. Kini po dayon mo ni ang farmers level critical issues nga we must also address kay importante gyud nga bottom line sa atong endeavor mo benefit yun ang mga farmers. Kansama na nato kung ang atong activity or atong program projects makahatag tutag insakto nga supply pero wala din na niabot ang iyang impact dito sa kinitaan sa atong mga coconut farmers. So, ano yung sa problema nila, low gross value added. So, mostly sa atong mga farmer manggod, kopra ra gyud. Gikan pagsaka, buakon dayon at sahon, lugiton dayon, mananidadon sa ganggangan. So, all others tapon na to siya. So, kana siya mo na atong dapat i-correct with the kanang mga funded nga projects karon nato sa uh, sa pundo gikan sa Libby. So ang taga kuan ani, ang taga sa Pilmec gid ani. Usa gyud siguro siya nga mo tutok ani unsa nga mga shared facilities, DPWH, pati ang atong DOST kung kinahanglan pa siya research. Tabangan nato ang atong mga coconut farmers sa ilang pagbuhat sa ilang mga pag-value adding nila. Kaya gusto nato nga ma-utilize atong husk, ma-utilize nato atong shell, ma-utilize nato atong water. Kay para gyud nga madako-dako ang income sa mga farmers nato nga ga-engage gyapon or ga-suporta gyapon ka-produce gyapon kopra para sa atong mga traditional end users. Kaya sud man sad biyaan nato na sila kay daghan ba pod ang nabuhi tungod nila, no? Another is low productivity in coconut farms. So sana kaya kita niyo ganina nga ang national average na to 44 nuts per tree per year. Sa ato diri 50 kapin. So minus gyud na siya. So mo na nga with the low gani ang uban ni nakabasa-basa na sa RA 11524, we will only be utilizing hybrids in our Libby funded nga replanting. So like other crops, hybrid corn, hybrid rice, makita magid nato ang mga hybrids insakto lang og pag-alima, paghatag og support mo kita gid siya og dinadko, no? So pero sa ato karon ang nakita ko nako nga pinaka naay immediate effect to address the raw material shortage kaning immediate adoption of salt fertilization. So ang PCA taud-taud na mi ani ga apply ga ani nga mga programa, no. So effective kayo ang fertilization of salt labi na dito sa mga area nga layo na sa dagat. Sa dinhi sa mga coastal area pa dili pa kayo dako ang iyang difference tungod kay duol pa man gid siya na siya natural habitat. So man na siya dapat mabutang nato ni sa atong mga usa ni sa atong gi-target nga atong ibutang sa atong development plan kay immediate ni siya ang iyang result niini. Unya kini sa dayon ang pag-adapt sa gawas sa planting of hybrids, mag-adapt sa din tag high density planting sa atong mga coconut farms. Kung sa una ang atong mga coconut farms na alay 100 trees per hectare, we can go as high as 192 trees per hectare. Nya kana siya kung ato nang i-adapt kay I want to have kanang mga show window by municipalities ani kay para makita ng mga tao nga mahimo di ay basta kaya nga ato lang i-intercrop are also those high valued nga shade tolerant crops sama sa kape, kakao, kamote, lansunes, banana, abaka. So sa karon pa lang sultigo ko bawal ang palkata sa coconut na to kay di na siya maayo, no? Una another nga ato pong mission nga gihuna-una para to address aning kuan low productivity in coconut farms. Mag-establish kita og local nato nga mga seed farms kuhaan na. So ang akong gi-envision kung mahimo each municipality na ay tagtulo ka hektarya nga area nga tamnan nato og mother farm para maunay local source nato sa ato mga munisipyo. This has been done in Damulog, Bukidnon, na ay ila dito. Nya kalos Ginoo dagko ilang income dito po no. So kay nakita na to ang problema sa atong mga seed farms nga kuhaanan nga dito pa sa atong mga dagko nga seed centers sama sa Aruman, sa North Cotabato, sa Zamboanga Research Center ug sa Ubay Bohol, sa Davao Research Center. Ang nakita nato nga problema kung naay mga infestation sama sa atong pupulisap mo na nga karon di kita kakuha gani og mga similya gikan sa Zamboanga Research Center kay ni-record ang pag-atake dito sa pupulisap sa ato mismo nga seed production center. So sana sa ato nakita nga sa low coconut farmers income kay mao ginisad ang ato gyud nga dapat gyud nga matugunan kay unsa man nagtanong ta na di gahapon ta mo-increase atong productivity aw atong income. So manay siya intercrop coconut farms with seed tolerant intercrops, nag-integrate po tag mga animals nya kani dayon dapat each farmer mo allocate siya number of trees nga iyang gamitan nga mag-produce siya og non-traditional product sama sa virgin coconut oil nga nikusog na ang demand karon tungod ang COVID o cocoa sugar kay based sa experience nag-gather na to mga data diri sa katong nag-adapt ani dagko gyud income ang ato mga coconut farmers nga nag-adapt mo na nga ato lang kinahanglan na tutukan pud ani ang marketing support ani sa packaging kanang sa makakuha sa mga certifications nga gikinahanglan para okay ra gyud why bukog sa atong marketing no. So pwede na to ma-adapt kaning gikan sa cocoa sugar kanida yung production of ethanol kay gikan naman gihapon na tuba or lambanog nga ato pong i-adapt ang direct marketing o kani pong usa sa paradigm shift ni Secretary Dar kini mga small farms consolidation, meaning sa atong pag-operate na sa atong mga farms pohon tao sa ka-organization murag kuan siya kanang ang iyang operation is murag business nga operation dili na magkanya-kanya murag inana na ang dagan ang niya pohon ni tabong senaryo para nga synchronize ang harvesting inana. So dali ra dayon siya mas maayo ang iyang operation. Next slide. So ang atong regional coconut situation, so mani akong giingon 39% ra ang atong raw material needs ang atong ma-produce. So we must focus on increasing our production to become more self-sufficient since other regions are also developing their coconut industry. In istorya ko ganina. Also, there is a need to focus more on gross value adding in the farmers level. So mani ako naingon po nga dili kay kopra gyud kundi ato yung gamiton ang mga bunot, mga tubig, mga shell para madugangan ang atong income while producing kopra. And kanida yon nga na-mention na sa gyapon nato ni nga equally important is the need to configure ways to augment coconut farmers' income by encouraging them to adapt production of non-traditional products. So mo na nato ako naisigutan ganina pag-produce of aminos, sugar, kato ethanol or virgin coconut oil. Next. So we need lot of trainings. Kining presentation mo ni atong atong value chain sa atong dinhi sa atong industry no sa atong region. So ang atong probinsya naatay 1,300 ang atong region naatay 1,345 coconut producing barangays nga naatay total area nga almost 300,000 planted to coconuts. We have 153,000 plus registered coconut farmer, and we have more than 30 million coconut bearing trees. Unya mo din atong 2.2 million metric tons of nut production. So kini metric tons niya atong gigamit ani dili ni siya katong number of nuts. So mo ni ang kasagarang flow nato from copra trader, mo ni atong mga processors, nga coconut byproducts dayon, nga going to our one dayon export markets. Sa atong whole nut sad, wagi sa mga middleman, traders na to, maabutan dito sa atong mga big time nga mga processors sa Axilum o Gain Coco, who are producing cocoa water, desiccated coconut, flour, export na nila, no? And ang Shell, mo gihapon ni andagan, sa makita niyo sa graph, Losyutan Enterprises, isa sa mga processors, activated carbon dayon o granulated charcoal, mo din ni ato pong gi-export. While ang buko, daghang kitag mga buko trader din sa sa Cagayan de Oro nga actually wa ni sila ma-register pa sa amo, pero good business gyapon sila. Although nanay nag-attempt diri og kwan sa dili sa atong region, sa Davao na kuan sila, nag-export na sila dito, no. Ang ato dinhi buko trading sa diha man sa kuan na ato kang mga ginagbay paning ato. Okay, so husk ang atong bunot, ang usa sa buyer ani kanang impoko diha sa sa tubod Lanao del Norte, o sa mga sa usa sa mga dinadko. Unya sa ato dayong tuba, sa atong from the south. So kanang Spite Global diya sa Balingasag, usa na sa mga big nato nga buyer nga ang ila dayong i-produce karon ang dako nga volume nila nga i-export is kato ng mga aminos, no. Although affected ang ilang export karon tungod sa COVID. So ako lang i-present ang mo ni ang atong itsura sa atong industry diri sa atong industry sa region. Next. So naigi ato pong ipakita din comparative average income of coconut farmer per hectare in Region 10. So kung whole nut ra ang iyang production, again gross income is 29,500. Kung mag-copra siya, kanang base ni siya sa katong 20 pesos na price. Sa copra. Ang copra plus shell plus husk, ibali iyan na ning value adding. So manang munit lang siya og 19,000. Pero og copra, ang shell gihimo pa gyud niyang charcoal, ang husk dayon gihimo pa niyang fiber, plus ang cocoa water, iya din gihimo pag yung cocoa water vinegar, ang iyang gross income is moabot sa 117,517. So, yan tayo technology ani. Ang cost of production, 15,000. So, na siya net income na 101. O mas pagid siya, kugihan pagid siya, mas enterprising siya, pang copra, charcoal, fiber, cocoa water vinegar, plus maglain pag siya 20 kapunuan nga lubi nga iyang pasanggutan. Dako kayo, so makita ninyo nga dako kayong addition sa iyang income. So amazing kay siya tinuod, pero naanak namin nga balaan nga mga farmers nga nakabuha mao gini ilang nang gikuan, ilang gi unsa ni mao na gini ilang senaryo karon, no. Next. So mo na mga assumptions ganina nga na-come up to ang atong pan ganina. So okay, so mo ni ang current basis nato for government intervention. Sa atong buhaton nga development plan, ako ning gi-appeal gyud nga unsa may mga current nga mahimong basis gyud nato atong mga tungdanan sa atong intervention, no. Kay daghan ba mga changes karon. So number one, kaning pag-approve ni President Duterte sa Republic Act 11524 nga gipirmahan niya atong February 26 this year o nahimo siya nga effective kabali atong March 13 this year. So diri naka mo ni ato karon nga atensyon ato mga partner agencies mo ni ang atong sharing gyud. So we will be forced to collaborate, work with each other sa mga generation pa nga mosunod nato. Kay imagine na 50 years. So mo ni ang sharing no. Ang sa PCA na kami 20% pero actually ang 5% ani para sa research with the OST Picard. So 15% ra gyud ang sa hybrid production namo ani. So that's equivalent to mga 750 million yearly. Kay ang 250 million dito na sa Picard no. TUST. And then para sa farmer trainings of farmers and their families kay kabalo man ta nga it's katong mga unsay ma-identify nga mga projects nga atong ipahiluna dito sa atong mga coconut area moagi maginig training. So 8% or 400 million ang hati-hation na between TISDA and ETI. Sa pagkatinuod mga kauban, tungod kaya wala pa man pud lagi amuwa. So wa pa yung kabalo og pila gyud actual nga hati-ay ani. So pero basta mo ni ang inyong working figures ninyo. Ang DTI po dayon gitahasan kamo sa research and marketing promotion based sa balaod. So of course, addition ni siya sa inyong mga inyong kaugalingon nga local nga mga projects no. So mananasan mo 250 million yearly. While ang crop insurance permanente naman sila nga nag-insure sa atong mga coconut. So gitagaan pud mo og additional nga 200 million per year out of the levy money. So katuding ako nisgutan ganina nga for intercropping or animal integration. So mo ni siya naasan mo 500 million. So depende na gid ni sa atong mga farmers o sa ato sa daing evaluation kung unsa ang mga maayo nga project nga ipahigayon nato under sa atong coconut. Pero sa ako nang nisgutan ganina sa amo sa PCA, we do encourage planting of high valued nga crops nga shade tolerant. So dili gyud ko ug ako'y pangutanon di ko mo endorse gyud og mga lain nga crops nga detrimental ang iyang effect sa coconut. Kay taga PCA man ko pasensya na gyud mo. So shared facilities. So manani siya ang pelmic na ang bahala ani. So katong mga pangandan natong requirement ng mga equipment para sa cocoa water production ba, decorticating machine, charcoal making, charcoal briquettes, mga inana. Basta kay unsay come up nga mga needs nga i-identify unya sa atong mga coconut farmers nga mapampuday ni siya, ma-endorse po ni sa atong mga provincial agriculturist ug sa PCA mo na ang inyong buhatan sa kamunay in charge ani. So supposedly ang kwarta gikan sa levy diretso na sa atong tagsa-tagsa nga mga buhatan, dili na maagi PCA no. So mo nang magkinahanglan kita sa atong maayong kanang coordination niini. CDA sad madugangan nilang trabaho ani kay imbis kay ang kuan ila sila naman say gitahasan nga organizing and empowerment. So mag-create gid siguro sila ani another na sad nga kuan nga matabang gyud og organize kay mostly regulatory na ba ang inyong ginabuhat so no. Ang sa credit program po dayon, so all labi na sa encourage sa mga group marketing, mga inana nga nanginahanglan og investment. Ang BBP o ang Land Bank ang gi-identify sa law. So na sa ato kinsa ang mga duha ka bangko ang makahatag og mas maayo lugar ng mga programs nga mas beneficial sa mga farmers. So of course sa atong pagbuhat sa atong mga processing, mga shared facilities, manginahanglan maputag mga infra nga projects no sa building construction. So nasa 500 million ang DPWH. Kini sang pinakahintay na gyud nato labi na katong mga kaedad nato nga mga scholar sa Kukufet kaniadto. So hopefully kaning atong scholarship program na natay mga 400 million yearly at ched sad ang tagaan ani sa pundo. Ang PCE lang naalay gawas sa production of hybrids, production and planting of hybrids, naalay gidugang namo nga function nga kami mismo sa pagkatinuod lang, we are blind no because we don't know how to do this medical program. So nakataon lang ni nga naay problema ang atong premier gid nga agency nga in charge ani mo ni nga sa pagkakaron PCA paghihapon ng kabutang. So take note lang mga kauban, mga kasamahan na ito ang sharing natin sa pundo. So later on kini siya nga 5 billion, bahinon pa ni siya, dili ni siya sa atong region ra ha. This will be naamagikuan actually naay body gid ani nga igot ta mag-submit sa atong mga proposals. Naday body dili PCA nga maoy mag-prioritize og kinsay unahon og hatag. So kining 5 billion ug ato ni siyang ibutang lugar nga hating kapatid i-divide sa 14 regions, mga kuan ni gamay ra 387 or million ra kada region. So yun na ang kuan, pero I don't know yet kung sa dagan ani kaya actually ang ubang region nga nakauna nag-submit ni total tong ilang gi-submit nga niabot og 500 million no. So okay lang. So this is another ato sa nga consideration, great consideration gid nato ni kay sa among nabalaan ani kaning Mandanas ruling. This will take effect sa next year. So kung inyong makita to ang i-present kanina nga unsa ray pwede pandingan sa out of the levy law, ma-notice niyo dito nga walay fertilization dito. Walay pundo para sa coconut fertilization. Mao ba tay akong gi-identify nga pinaka dali buhaton nunya mas dako daig impact no. So with this mandan ang mahitabo adto, it will be funded from regular funds. So gikan sa DBM kay pwede man gihapon kay kaning at katong gisgutan to ganina levy funded to gikan man gito sa pondo nga 5 billion per year. Pero supposedly makakuha gyapon ta og budget gikan sa regular funds. Pero lang tungod aning Mandanas ruling ang mahitabo ang first to fourth class municipalities tuwa naman sa ila ang kwarta. So sila na yun ang magkuan ani. So sila na ang mag-appropriate para sa ilang coconut industry. So mo nga ang importante lang ako reminder dinhi sa atong mga taga-provincial representative nato no sa province nga make sure nga ang coconut industry nato ma-appeal nato na sa atong commodity investment. Kay wala na sa atong investment plan na wala kitay mahatag out of your era, wala kitay mahatag para sa atong coconut industry. So siguro you are with me, nakita ninyo nga need yun nato to katong labi na katong to fertilize kay para gid ma-boost ang atong income atong production. Kay based sa among mga experience sa PCA, maka-fertilize kang salt, musaka gid ang tataas talaga ang yung income. So magtagalog pala tayo dito kasi meron man tayong kasama ng mga Tagalog. Sorry pala sa mga Tagalog. Sorry mga kasama sa PCA. So due to the increase in area allocations to LGUs, first to fourth class LGUs will have full autonomy in their planning and budget utilization. So all national government line agencies will serve only with direct interventions the 5th and 6th class LGUs. So yun ang pagkaintindi ko sa Mandanas ruling, no? So plans for development of the coconut industry in its LGUs will have to be incorporated in their, so yung nasabi ko kanina, commodity investment plan. And as yet, sa ngayon, wala pa kaming natanggap na IRR for implementation actually ng Mandanas ruling. So, yun lang ang sa dito sa Mandanas ruling. Ito namang whole of government approach, ito ang uso ngayon, lalo na in addressing the needs sa yung mga critical areas, yung mga former rebel infested areas, no? So as a strategy by the government agencies are now tasked to collaborate or work together when applicable in any programs, projects of the governments, especially in matters related to ending hunger, resolving conflict areas, poverty in the country. For the coconut industry, it is not only PCA that is helping our coconut farmers today. So, totoo ito. Alam ko na ang DTI ay very active din sa coconut industry. Kahit na ang DAR na wala dito, ay active din sila. At saka ang ating mga LGUs mismo, no? And other agencies na meron na silang engagement. So, we in PCA are no longer the sole agency tasked for the development of the coconut industry in uplifting the plight of our coconut farmers. Next. So, ito ang SOAR analysis natin. Hindi ko na lang ito i-present. Ang dami. I-scan na lang ninyo ito. Bibigyan naman kayo ng, ng mga kopya nito. Next lang. So, where to go? So, vision natin sa coconut industry natin sa Region 10 is for a globally competitive and resilient coconut industry consisting of highly productive, empowered, and sustainable coconut businesses from the coconut farming, trading, processing, and marketing sectors. So, yun ang vision natin na ina-adapt. Mission natin to align priorities for the coconut industry to development in Region 10 to achieve desired productivity required for sustainability of existing end users. And most important of all, to see to it that at the end of the day, income at the farm level is significantly improved. So ito ang goals natin. Dami din ito. So to develop systems, to enable all stakeholders, to develop system that will ensure equitable sharing of benefits. Actually, itong letter C, for the information of everybody, ito ang plan ng provincial government ng Misamis Oriental with their project in Claveria. So they are now engaging in a integrated coconut processing project wherein bibilhin nila ng 10 pesos ang coconut from the farmer. Hindi na gagasto ang farmer ng mag-akyat kasi ang mag-akyat meron ng talagang team na meron na talagang gang or workforce na mag-akyat. So, yun, 10 pesos sa first sale ng farmer sa whole nut. Then after all the end products out of the whole nut, kasi sa plano nila, they can produce 13 products out of a single coconut. So at the end of the day, pag nabili or napagbili na ang mga final products, meron pa ring babalik doon sa mga coconut farmers. So estimate nila meron pang additional na 15. So 25 pesos na kibali magiging worth ng isang coconut nila. So yan ang maganda na plano din sa from the pagrom sa Miss Oriental, and I am quite supportive of their plan. Kung maging successful man ito, pwede natin ito gagawin sa ibang mga probinsya. So itong to develop proactive research and technology incubation system. So ito din ang gusto kong mangyari sa atin with the help of our DOST or academe, na kung pwede maka-produce tayo or makagawa tayo ng mga bagong mga produkto na hindi lang reactive yung research natin, kundi proactive. Ganun ang mangyayari. So ang last line is to empower the PCA regional and provincial personnel to support or lead the programs to achieve the established vision and mission of the coconut industry. Actually, kahit na hindi kami mag-lead, ang sa akin importante is tayong lahat magtulungan para ang buhay ng ating mga coconut farmers na under our jurisdiction ay ma-improve natin. At saka yung industry natin dapat matulungan natin. So, kay Ram. So, ito ang ibang goals and objective natin to empower our coconut farmers, for mission and strengthening of ISEPO. So, ito na ang trabaho ng CDA natin. Pero itong Technical Farmers Training and Technodemo, ETI at TESDA na ito, market linkages natin ay sa sa DTI na rin ito. At saka yung mga trainings sa kung ano man yung mga economic activity natin ay hahantong pa rin ito doon sa either API or TISDA. So, atensyon sa mga kasamahan natin sa ETI at TISDA, ang dami talagang linkages natin kasi kailangan na kung anong mga development projects diyan na kailangan training, dapat mapasok din ninyo yan doon sa programa nyo na for funding. Kasi talagang doon sa inyo pupunta yan or hihingi yung kuan ng trainings. So okay, next. Increase coconut farm productivity. So ito nang sinabi ko. Replanting of hybrids and bar OPVs. Itong OPVs, ito yung mga open pollinated varieties natin or ito matawag natin ng mga local varieties natin na mga outstanding din. So take note nito, no? Ang nasa batas ng RA 11524, hybrids lang. Ang hybrids ay matanim lang natin sa mga area na highly suitable, meaning hindi nababaha, flat, and not more than 30 degrees yung slope niya. So yan ang tataniman natin ng hybrids para makuha talaga natin ang full potential niya. Para malaki talaga ang matulong niya to augment our production. All the rest ay OPVs ang gagamitin natin. So take note, hindi ito mapunduhan out of the levy. So tayo sa sa mga LGUs, kung meron tayong sa plano natin, kung yung mga area na hindi tayo pwede sa hybrids, talagang ipasok natin sa ating mga plano ang planting ng OPVs na doon sa mga areas na hindi makaber sa pundo ng levy. Itong soil fertilization, mulching, and irrigation program. So nakita kasi natin itong salt din, so wala ito sa levy. So ito ang hihingi natin na pundo from DBM. So ang mangyari ito, kung darating man ang pundo, yung mga first to fourth class municipalities or LGUs, diretso doon sa inyo ang pundo. So dapat talaga masali ito sa yung mga plano ninyo for funding. Ang mulching naman, kasi sinali ko ang mulching, kasi based sa experience namin sa Bukidnon noon, nung doon pa ako nasa yung isang coconut tree na nilagyan lang ng bunot, 30% more ang production niya kaysa noong walang bunot. Tapos mas resilient siya sa dry spell kasi hindi siya nalalagas yung mga bunga niya dahil sa effect ng bunot. Kasi yung bunot natin, 8 times its weight ang i-absorb niya, kaya niyang i-absorb na moisture at saka i-retain niya ito, hindi niya ito basta-basta pakawalan. And of course, irrigation where it is applicable. Kasi hindi na ang coconut farming natin ngayon dapat hindi na yung pang basta mayroon lang makain tayo sa hapag, no. Ngayon ay talagang yung ang term na ginagamit ng administrator namin ay agribusinessizing na. Business na talaga ang ang pagsasaka natin ngayon ng niyog. So ito din, engagement of non-traditional coconut products production. So yung sinabi ko kanina na talaga mas malaki ang ambag sa income ng mga coconut farmers. Tapos, adoption of high density planting and good agricultural practice. Kasi mas marami kang bunga, mas marami kang puno, kahit na sabihin natin na bumaba ang presyo, madami kang ma-harvest eh. So, okay pa rin. And of course, integrated pest management. Kasi ito, kadalasan ito, malimutan, magulat na lang tayo na meron na palang mga piste na nag-atake sa niyugan natin. Next round. So, increase farm income through intercropping of shade-tolerant high-valued crops and animal integration. So, nasabi ko naman ito kanina. So, hindi na natin ito ulitin pa. Next. Establish and strengthen market link. So, ito ang trabaho ng dito nakalagay is supposed to access market trainings with the API, DTI, DOST, at TISDA. Depende na kung anong pangangailangan talaga. No? Strengthening the marketing approaches in the new normal. So, pag-aralan din natin yan yung mga online business na forging marketing agreements on BCO and sugar and coconut wire o ano pa. Tsaka actually I want our existing big oil mills na kung kasi hindi naman natin sila tinalikuran. We are supporting them and their needs. Gusto pa nga natin talaga na ma-cope up yung production need nila. So we are encouraging them to kung anong mga incentive pa na mabigay nila sa ating mga farmers. So adoption of new business approach. Okay, so next. Programs for implementation. Nakuha ko na din ito. Sige, Ram. Next, Ram. Sige, Ram. Ito pa. Sa massive coconut production, balik ka muna, Ram. Massive production of quality planting material. So, sabi ko, hybrids lang ang gagamitin natin na puduhan galing sa Libby Fund next year. So, yan ang problema ngayon kasi as of this date, dito sa atin sa Region 10, wala pa tayong mga hybridization program na nagawa. Meron na tayong na initially na identified na mga mother palms, mga dwarf trees ito. Unfortunately, wala pa ang go signal kasi bago din kami nito. So kahit nasa central office namin, mayroong mga ang daming challenges nga itong mga kulang-kulang ng oras. So anyway, meron tayo mga 1,300 mother trees na identified for hybrid production sa region natin. So initial pa yan. Marami pang pwede natin. Hindi pa lang natin napuntahan. Okay. So direct linkages. Itong engagement natin sa mga during stakeholders forum, yan, dapat regular natin yan na gagawin para ito ding meeting natin na mga kasamahang agency, regular natin itong gagawin. So at this moment, sabihan ko lang kayo na dapat each agency mag-appoint talaga kayo ng sino yung main focal person ninyo para sa mga next natin na mga engagement, kasi mas mainam yung isang tao lang yung natin, uh, hindi pa palit-palit, baka hindi merong problema. So PCA, DTI, other assistance and promotion. So ito. Sige, next round. So program to improve efficiency. So ito. PCA to capacitate, strengthen the monitoring and updating of the coconut industry status. So from production, farm to processing, both domestic and international, and market volume, prices of vegetable, coconut, and other competing vegetable oils. Actually, for the information of everyone also, we are really fighting for an increase of the CME or methyl ester mix or the biodiesel mix of our diesel fuels. From the current 2%, we are really, our management is really pushing for a 5% mix. This is to ensure na ang magiging resulta nito, mas lalong mag-stabilize yung prices natin kasi hindi na tayo mostly dependent sa up and down ng presyo sa world market. Sige, next. So ito ang maganda, itong special scholarship for children. So hindi pa rin namin alam kung anong magiging nito. Gagawin natin yung mga IRR. At least nandito ito sa RA 11524 at saka itong mga insurance at saka itong sa vocational training. So I've met with the wonderful people of TISDA, and they have showed us their programs. So ang dami doon na para sa mga short-term mga courses. So parang in good hands tayo dyan. Next. So maliban sa mga ay yung identified sa batas, dahil sa itong tinatawag na nating whole of government approach, pwede din natin na makipagtulungan tayo sa ibang agency such as DSWD, sa DAR. Actually, we have meron tayong joint projects ngayon ng DAR. Sa DNR naman, at saka itong mga ibang agency, DA, andito na. So, okay na yan. Say, next. Sa ancestral domain naman, LGU Congressman, CDA. So, yan. DILG-PNP, palagi tayo dyan sa resolving itong mga illegal cutting cases. Saka mga NGOs or mga CSOs. At saka ito, importante, itong mga academies for possible degree program in coconut technologies. Next one. PTI, PCIC, PSA. Itong sa atin sa PSA, I think we have to harmonize again our data coconut data collection and processing, kasi to tell the truth, yung mga farms na identified for collection natin ng data ay 1997 pa yon, hindi pa na anyway, next time na yan. So linkages with all industry stakeholders. So ito sa ngayon, for the information of everybody, meron na kaming several engagement with our stakeholders, the processors, traders, firms. Sige, next. Evaluation and impact assessment of the improvement of productivity, income farmers in their respective clusters. So actually, ito talagang monitoring and impact assessment, ito ang kadalasan na hindi nasagawa ng mga previous mga projects natin. So ang nangyayari, hindi natin na-assess kung saan tayo natukulang para ma-adjust naman natin yung pag-implement ng mga program projects natin. Next. So, ano na? Paano na ako ni? So actually, itong nakita niyo sa slides, ito ang nasubmit na natin ito sa RDC na program natin from 2022 to 2025. So ito yung mga funded out of our regular fund, no? So hindi ito kasali sa yung funded sa LIBI. Next. At ito naman ang mga naisipan namin na dapat natin na mailagay talaga. Malagyan natin ng figure later on as we go with our technical working group meetings. So isa sa talagang narinig na nyo kanina, kailangan talaga natin to immediately have a rebound in our production. Kailangan talaga natin ng coconut fertilization. So kahit interval 2 years, since wala ito, outside ito sa punduhan ng LIBI. So attention mga LGUs, dapat isalin niyo ito sa sa mga activities ninyo. And then mulching using coco peat, kasi ang effect, so kung hindi ko pa naklaro, ang effect ng coconut fertilization using salt, meron tayong pinakamaliit na yung 30% na increase ng production natin. So yung 57 natin na average, akyat magiging 70 na yun something, no? Tapos with mulching na makakontribute din siya ng 30% increase. So another 17, malapit na. Aabot na siya ng 100, no? Tapos planting pa ng hybrids na alam natin talaga na malaki ang agwat ng production ng hybrids. So hopefully, with this alone, kung atin ito na matuloy talaga, mapursige na in place natin sa region natin, we can meet our production deficit. So yung nga lang, dito sa coconut planting, hybrids lang ang pwede mapandingan ng CIFDP. Mali ito, can be affected by Mandanas ruling. Hindi ma-affected ang hybrids sa Mandanas ruling. Itong planting ng OPBs, ito ang ma-affected kasi hindi man ito funded from the LIBI. At saka isa sa dapat importante talaga ay magtalaga tayo or mag-establish tayo ng local seed gardens in its LGUs para ma-address natin. Kasi yung in-estimate ko na kasi, yung maka-establish tayo ng 3 hectares per municipality, pwede na yung maka-supply ng equivalent to 100 hectares yearly na planting needs. Okay, next. Ito naman, so establishment of private hybrid production farms. So sabi ko na ito kanina, as of the moment, we have 1,300 trees. Parang 8 farms yan, all in Bukidnon muna. So funded yan ng itong sa pondo sa LIBI. So ito ang gusto nating mangyari. para meron tayong direct marketing centers na sa ating mga towns natin, no? So na dapat, o tinatawag nila ito na mga halfway houses, dapat meron itong botiga, meron dryer, para may production ng charcoal briquettes, vinegar, water, etc. processing. So, dehusking, decorticating, ito ang nakita natin na pwede itong gagawin sa sa doon sa mga municipal area natin, no. So, depende na ito sa anong final na mga ma-endorse na mga LGUs with the PCA, of course. So, ang target natin kahit isang itong center, tatlong municipality yung makover niya. So, dito magtulungan ang taga DPWH sa building, PhilMec sa mga equipments, DTI, DOST, ETI, TESDA. Hindi ko nalagay dito ang support pala ng mga funding institutions such as DBP at saka Land Bank, no? Nakalimutan ko dyan. So, other coconut processing facilities. So, kasi meron ng mga submit. So, kung meron kayong mga talagang makikita ninyo na mag-click talaga, ito I am addressing this to the provincial government representative. Kung meron kayo makita mag-click talaga na talagang tugmang-tugma sa inyo, pwede ninyo yan gagawa ng business plan at i-submit dito sa PCA for funding out of the levy fund. May nagtanong kanina na saan daw sa Bukidnon yung 8 na farm. Mayroong sa Damulog, mayroong sa Pangantukan, at saka mayroong sa Quezon. Parang doon karos na yung iba. So doon talaga sa Southern Bukidnon lahat yun. Okay, next slide. So dito naman sa intercropping, so ito, domain naman ito sa taga high value crops natin ng DA. So ito i-kuan pa natin, i-populate pa natin ito kung ilan talaga ang ang mga gusto nila. The same with the organization strengthening, CDA ang in charge. Ito namang product and market promotions na DTI and DOST, funding support, yun ang sabi ko na Land Bank, DBP, training support para sa mga coconut farmers at their mga anak nila o mga apo sa ETI TISDA. And of course, the scholarship sa from CHED to. Actually, hindi ko nalagay dito ang nasaan ito ang health benefits, no. So sa ngayon, PCA ang pero gusto namin makikoordinate with PhilHealth at saka yung sa insurance. So next. Ito pala, malapit na tayo. Ito palang pinakita ko, ito ang sample na high density planting design na tinawag namin ito na in-tree, coconut in-tree design na tatluhan yung itatanim. Yung makita ninyo, coconut ito. Ang unang gagawin natin dito is mag-establish na tayo ng north-south line na tag 12 meters by 12 meters ang distance. At saka yung layouting natin ay triangular. So magiging pwede tayo makatanim nito ng 192 trees. At meron pa tayo mga 8 meters na open area. Pero kung i-consider natin ang mga shade, mga effective lang ito is mga 5 meters yung pwede natin na mataniman ng mga itong pwede banana, coffee, cacao, etc. Abaka, ganun, no? saka mga lansones, kamote, ginger, and others. So next slide. Ito naman ang mga references natin. Next. So maayong adlaw diha sa kutaman para matagaan nato og panahon ang next na presento. Salamat. Dan.
Okay, so let's give a hand for our acting regional manager Manuel Octobre, no, for presenting to us the regional coconut industry situation, as well as our regional development plan, no, for the region. So hopefully we have gathered no substantial information which we can utilize no in our crafting of our industry development plan later on, no, kung unsa atong needs for our coconut industry, especially sa atong coconut farmers. So before we proceed, no, I would like to acknowledge yung apologies kanina. I forgot to acknowledge a few individuals, no. I would first like to acknowledge Assistant Regional Director, no, or Manager or Director, no, from NEDA Region 10, Director Leonila G. Cajarte, as well as our counterparts from Philippine Coconut Authority, Misamis Occidental, Division Chief Roland Calio, from Bukidnon, Acting Senior Agriculturist Adoracion Daculos, from Lano del Norte, Acting Division Chief Faiz Makakiling. Ayan, so good morning sir and ma'am, and of course sa ato mga listeners nga bago lang nakasulod po. Okay, so now let's proceed sa next part sa atong program, which is the presentation of the salient points of the Republic Act 11524. So that will be presented by our acting PDO4, Mr. Joselo Danilo Ontalan Jr. Yun. So let's give a hand, please.
Okay, good morning sa tanan. So today I will be presenting the salient provision of the Republic Act number 11524, or the Farmer or the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund Act. Kung natatandaan natin, no, since last year, we have conducted a series of stakeholder forum, which was participated by our farmers, our industry partners, and even our local government unit, with some national government agencies. So the output of that series of consultation or forum were consolidated in our roadmap as presented by Acting Regional Manager Octobre ganina. So actually this roadmap will be only a part of what we are on the activity today, which is the crafting of the regional coconut farmer and industry development plan. So for us to have an understanding on why there is a need for us to come up with the regional development plan. So let me present to you the salient provision of our Republic Act number 11524, or the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund Act. Okay, as a backgrounder, passed by the Senate of the Philippines as the Senate Bill number 1396 on October 5, 2020, and which was adopted by the House of Representatives as an amendment to the House Bill number 8136 on December 16, 2020, and signed into law by the Honorable President Rodrigo Duterte just this year on February 26, 2021. So the coconut farmers, the definition of coconut farmers under the Section 3 of the Republic Act, coconut farmers is an owner of a coconut farm that is not more than 5 hectares. Tills the land or owner cultivator, or does not till the land but has control and supervision over the cultivation of the coconut farm, which is not more than 5 hectares. A coconut farmer is also a leaseholder with not more than 5 hectares or tenants who tills or supervises the cultivation of the coconut farm, or a farm worker or laborer, whether seasonal or itinerant, engaged in the harvesting of the nuts and the processing of copra as a major means of livelihood. Then the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan, Section 4. So who shall prepare this one? So according sa Balaos in Section 4, the Coconut Farmers and Industry Plan shall be prepared by the PCA, wherein the agency shall consult the coconut farmers, the industry, the civil society organization, the academe, particular the government agency enumerated in the law, and other stakeholders. So as I mentioned a while ago, ang atong roadmap, mo ni ang results atong consultation conducted with the coconut farmers and the industry stakeholders. The plan shall set the direction and the policies for development and rehabilitation of the coconut industry within 50 years. DBM and Department of Finance, DTI, and NEDA shall provide advisory opinion. That is why we have also invited NEDA 10 in this forum. Then we have to submit to the President for the approval of the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan, which shall be submitted for approval within 120 days from the effectivity of the law. So ang mga agency involved, no, actually gi-mention na ni na-present na to ni Manager October kanina. So at least we have 15 agencies involved in this development plan. So based on the pie chart, so malaki-laki ang sa PCA and USTP card, which is 20%. Mayroon pang 10% pero kwan yan sa health program yan ng mga coconut farmers. So we have also CHED, DPWH, and then the DBP, which will be divided among them, 10%, CDA 5%, PhilMec 10%, DA and its attached bureau 10%. We have DTI, TESDA, and ATE, which will be divided among them 8%, and PICC 4%. Under Section 4, The Republic Act mandates the PCA Governing Board to enter into a MOA with the implementing agencies to ensure a coordinated implementation of the programs under the development plan, proper utilization of the allocation, and submission of the periodic accomplishment to the PCA board. PCA to enter into a MOA with the implementing agencies within 120 days from the effectivity of the law. So as of now, wala pa tayong MOA with the implementing agency, pero let's go on with our crafting of the development plan maski wala pa tayong MOA. Then PCA shall within 90 days of the effectivity of Republic Act 11524 complete the Coconut Farmers Registry. So up to now, yan ang focus ng mga provincial office natin ngayon, no, sa Coconut Farmers Registry natin. So from the start nga na may memorandum galing sa administrator namin, talagang busy na ang ating mga provinces with regards to this activity. Then annual verification of the registry shall be conducted by the LGU in coordination with PCA and DA to ensure veracity. So under Section 5, the new PCA Governing Board will be composed of one, the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture will be as chairman. Then we have the Secretary of the Department of Finance as vice chairman. Then Secretary of the Department of Budget and Management, Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Secretary of Department of Trade and Industry, and our very own administrator. What is lacking today on the new PCA Governing Board is the 3 members from the coconut farmers sector, which is one from each island group, the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So for an update, as of now, we have already a nominee from our provincial, at the provincial level. So Monday may gagawin kaming election for the representative at the regional level. A top four nominee will represent Region 10 for the island group. So under Section 5 pa rin, the qualification of the coconut farmers representative in the PCA Governing Board are as follows. A Filipino citizen registered with PCA Coconut Farmers Registry, not own more than 5 hectares of coconut farm in the last 10 years, considerable experience and reputable track record in promoting coconut farmers' interests and welfare. Nominated by coconut farmers organization or cooperatives that are active for the past 3 years in farmer organization and development of or community enterprise development. The government representative in the reconstituted PCA board shall, within 30 days from the effectivity of this act, coordinate with the PCA in promulgating a nomination and screening process for the nominees of representative of the coconut farmers consultation with the respective organization or association. Thereafter, the farmer representative shall be appointed by the president from a list of 4 nominees from each island grouping. So under Section 7 of the Coconut Farmer and Industry Trust Fund, there is hereby created a trust fund to be known as the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund. It shall be maintained for 50 years under the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan. So gi-mention gyud nato no, gi-mention gyud dinhi no ang Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan. And used for the benefit of the coconut farmers and the development of the coconut industry. Under Section 8, immediately upon the enactment of Republic Act 11524, the Bureau of Treasury shall transfer 10 billion to the trust fund. 10 billion on the second year, 15 billion on the third year, 15 billion on the fourth year, and 25 billion on the fifth year, and any amount accruing including interest. Under Section 8, any amount of the trust fund income shall be available for disbursement by the implementing agencies, which shall be utilized in accordance with the development plan for a period of 50 years. The amount in the trust fund account for disposition by the designated government implementing agencies under the development plan, which shall be released directly to them, shall not be lower than 5 billion for any given year. Under Section 9, utilization of the trust fund shall be in accordance with the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan. Initial allocation of 5 billion shall be available to designated government implementing agencies. Under Section 10, Republic Act 11524 created a trust fund management committee which comprises of Department of Finance, Department of Budget and Management, and the Department of Justice. It shall be responsible for the setting the investment strategy of the trust fund and ensuring, among others, annual allocation of the trust fund available for disbursement, which shall not be less than 5 billion per year. So under Section 10 and 11, the Bureau of Treasury shall act as the Trust Fund Management Committee Secretariat. The Department of Finance, on the other hand, is hereby designated as the Trust Fund Manager. Implementing rules and regulation. RA 11524 directed the Trust Fund Management Committee to draft the implementing rules and regulation in order to effectuate Section 9 to 11. So that's end my presentation. So dito makita natin no how important na kailangan magawa natin yung coconut farmers and industry development plan. So yun lang at magandang umaga sa inyo.
Okay, so let's give a hand to our PDO4, acting PDO4, Jose Danilo Ontalan. So thank you very much, sir. So a while ago, no, he presented the salient points of the RA 11524. And one of the important things that we have to prepare, no, is the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan. So that will include the 50-year plan, no, eventually, and with the hopes to develop the coconut industry with that for this funding na allocate. And with that said, we'll proceed to the next part of our program, which is the presentation or the briefer, to give us a briefer of the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan from the CFIDP team, no, the team himself, the leader. May I introduce to you Mr. Ernesto P. Lozada from PCA Central Office. Sir, good morning.
Yes, thank you, Ralph. But before I start, I would like to congratulate RM Octobre for a very substantial presentation. Okay, having said that, and I will highlight some of the things that he said that is very important to us in the briefer. But first of all, iniisip ko with the quality of the presentation of Mr. Octobre, baka nga hindi na kailangan i-present yung briefer. After all, hindi nga rin briefer eh. Medyo mahaba, kaya binibiro namin si Erlen, yung briefer mo, hindi briefer. But since I was instructed to present it, I will do so, but very quickly, i-highlight ko lang yung certain points that I would like to expand a little bit. So here we go. Mariel, please be quick because this will be okay. Yung ginawa niyong roadmap, kunting dagdag na lang i-plan na siya eh. Because it's so well, and you, I have the impression that you have fully understood the entire essence of RA 11524. Okay, bilisan lang. Next slide. Just to show that we are operating under certain guidance from the Philippine Development Plan, from the 12-point agenda of the Department of Agriculture, and that we are operating in close coordination with the other agencies. And our methods are, we provide a lot of importance to our analytical methods through the value chain, which was also highlighted by the report of Mr. Octobre, and that the PCA will be the main prime mover of this initiative with a lot of participation with the other line agencies. PCA will be the prime mover and the orchestrator of this effort, although most of the monies will be handled by the different agencies. And ang gagawin natin na CFIDP will be the key to all the releases of the monies, because this will be the main reference of the PCA board, which is comprised of other department secretaries. So napaka-importante that we do a good job in the development of the plan. Next slide. Mariel, next slide. Okay. This just to show, nabanggit na rin ito kanina, the allocations that will be handled by its departments. And that yung goals natin is really farmer-oriented. Parang tools na lang yung mga processors. Continuing, Mariel. We skip that. That has been well described or by the report of Mr. Octobre. Some more. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's just the process of doing it. Itong medyo pag-usapan, there are certain endorsements in the regional RDC, the EDC, and so forth. May endorsement process, which I think you know. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. Ito this is the output that we would like to have in your workshop. You have targets, indicative investments, and agencies involved. And this has been very much highlighted by the report of Mr. Octobre, the participation, collaboration with the other agencies. And one of the things that I would like to highlight is this, yung fund natin, parang malaking pera, but nabanggit na rin ni Mr. Octobre kanina, pag i-divide mo yan sa 14 regions, then divide mo sa provinces, then divide mo sa municipalities, Actually, parang malabnaw. Yung sabaw ay hindi na masyadong malasa. It's so thin. So may nabanggit din siya kanina about private participation. Kasi nabanggit niya rin kanina on private businesses involved in hybridization. Kasi lahat na interventions din natin dito, let it be a shared facilities. These are all subject to viability analysis. All of these are commercially, financially viable. So it is open to private participation because all of these initiatives, all the nodes in the entire process are all viable. So let it be totally private sector, but with the mind, with the view that the farmers will benefit. It could be partnership, or it could be totally uh, uh, farmer organization. But at this point, I would like to infuse the idea of the idea of catalytic intervention. All we cannot the coconut levy fund, if you look at it further, and I think you did already, that it cannot support all the things that we would like to do. What we can do is to show people, show investors that these are all viable and they can participate in the entire effort. So the word catalytic, we have to embrace that idea. We will use the coconut levy fund to catalyze the development industry by showing private sector that they can benefit from this financially if they participate, with the view of increasing farmers' income and improving farmers' welfare. Next slide, please. So, ito, matrix din, you can do that. Next slide. Itong proposed interventions. Nagkuha na rin ito, na-bring out na rin ito kanina, and this has been described quite well by Mr. Octobre. Next slide. Ganon din. Ito, na-highlight ng slide na to is the participation of the other agencies, the collaborative collaboration among the agencies, which has been also highlighted by Mr. Octobre. Some more. Next. Mariel, bilisan lang ito. Nabanggit na rin yan kanina. Okay, ito, balik muna doon sa kuan. Okay. Ito, tingnan nyo lang yung pictures. Look at these pictures. These are the backbones of the industry, the people who work on the ground. Yung parang, so mayroon kaming, one of the things that has come up lately in the interaction with the regions, with the farmers, that we have to professionalize this group. Maybe doon na lang sa masunod. But in the following slides, I will highlight what we call the farm service crew, which will do the harvesting, the husking, farm maintenance, fertilization, clearing, preparation of the land for intercropping. So I will discuss that some more. Next slide lang. Ganon din, the people that are at the bottom of the totem pole, we will upgrade their level of employment. Next slide. Power empowerment. Next slide. That's part of it. Training of farmers. Next slide. Yeah, this is a very important. Balikan mo doon. This is a part of the process of professionalizing the farm services, training. TESDA, ETI, and probably PELMEC can participate in this. Next slide. What we are saying here is coconut farm-based, coconut farming system approach. Yung nabanggit kanila Mr. Octobre, even yung toll, can yield significant quantities of nuts, no? But still, it would not be enough for the farmer to have a decent life kung yun lang. So we need to have the intercrops. So in our recommendations later on, we will have the farm service crew will also handle the land preparation for planting intercrops and cleaning it, harvesting up to cleaning, and so forth. Hindi lang namin na pag-isipan kung yung sa animals kaya nila alagaan. Maybe that's a different story. Next slide. Yan na isa, pabalikan mo doon. Maganda yung sinabi ni, itong zero farm waste. Yung practice ng pagbalik ng husk to the soil is a very good one, and that was very much highlighted by the presentation of Mr. Octobre. In fact, in the farm service crew that we will describe later on, mayroon siyang kasama na coconut husk chipper for the purpose only of chopping it and returning the husk to the soil. So patok sa dito sa zero farm waste approach natin. Next slide. Mario. Next slide. Next slide. Intercropping. And now ito, maybe we will dwell in this slide a little bit longer. I like the statement of Mr. Octobre that we have to back up our oil millers in what they want. Because the oil millers are the backbone at this time ng coconut industry, because the main export of the industry are products of the oil mills, that is the crude coconut oil and the copra cake. At this time, it is very much threatened. There's a threat of more strict quality standards, that the coconut oil be free, be low in polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, that is from smoke contamination, and that the free fatty acid will be low. Kung papasama ng free fatty acid, may penalties up to 2% of its value. Then yung copra cake naman, we have already lost the US and European market because of the because of the high aflatoxin in copra cake. We might lose the Korean, the Singapore, the Malaysian market if we do not control aflatoxin. So itong proposal that we have, alam nyo naman ito, yung nationwide copra quality program using farmer-owned white copra centrals and buying stations. Hindi ko na-elaborate yun kung how it's gone, but the exciting part of this, pero this is the top of the line recommendation, yung white copra central. Each white copra central with a capacity of 12,000 nuts per day, kilo nut per day, will cost us 10 million pesos. But its products are white copra, coconut water concentrate, and coconut shell charcoal. Medyo kung ito, mataas ang investment, but if we can show that this is viable, there might be other private investors who would like to participate. So we multiply our money by having them coming in. Yung barangay copra drying, the copra drying facilities that can be used for coffee, cacao, and so on. So itong picture ng white copra, itong example of a dryer that can be used. There may be other models, but ang model na ito ay mayroon heat exchanger. It's indirect fired. Other shared facilities, yung ito, mga small scale, BCO, GeoNet, syrup, and so forth. Now dito ko ngayon i-discuss yung sinasabi ko earlier na professionalizing the labor in the field at upgrading their skills and their salary, their decent salary. Dito ang nangyayari sa ngayon, yung kung minsan walang nag-harvest ng nyog because they're so busy in the corn, in the farm, and other things. So it's not advantageous. It's a distraction. So what we propose to to ensure continuous supply of coconut by harvest is to have first, ang idea nga actually harvesting lang and dehusking. Now we have a crew that will be managed or by the White Copra Central or the buying station. But then as we analyze it a little bit more, isama na lang yung in maintenance ng farm and pagtanim ng handa ng lupa. So we have expanded the crew into a business model where the following investments are needed. Isang maliit na tractor na what the Kubota people, of course there are other brands, but ang kagandahan naman sa Kubota, they're open to their information. So if you open the internet, you will see a lot of models of tractors, and one of those is an orchard tractor na good for coconut areas na mapasok. So you can have other models. So a small tractor, a truck, a dehusking machine, a cheaper and harvesting tools. The entire investment is about 2.2 million. This is viable. The FIIR is quite good. It's 41%. So it's viable. Pwede itong private sector din ang gagamit eh. So ang kagandahan nitong i-professionalize natin, hindi na kawawa tingnan yung farmer. We can pay them mga 300 pesos a day with SSS and other benefits. So let's upgrade the status of the farm workers. If we can do that, then we have our job done. Itong sa SAP, very promising din itong SAP. Napaka-promising nito because like sugar cane, you plant sugar cane, you wait 8 months to harvest once a year. Itong SAP, araw-araw you harvest, may sugar ka. And one of the products na medyo nakalimutan natin, yung tuba itself, fermented SAP, na kung mabuti yan, at saka parang malagay mo sa bote, na yung as tuba, madali man i-preserve yan. I think we have to look at that. Then novelty items from, hindi lang stamps ito, from other parts. Kasi marami pa rin makukuhang mga, itong stamp na ito, napakadelikado ito. Pag maiwan mo sa field yan, tirahan yan ng ano ito, coconut beetle is very destructive insect. So you kind of lagay dito stamp because to highlight that yung mga puno na yan dapat ayusin. But you can do other things from other parts of the tree. Next slide. So in your deliberations, please do not forget to include the farm service crew. Ito, shared facilities. Ito, the PELMEC will handle this. Yung funds na yan. But then yung ideas, what you want to do will really come from you, from what you need in the area. Okay, next slide. Next slide, yeah. Yeah, market, next slide. Yeah. Yung, yeah, these are the people that we would like to help to upgrade their way of life, their status, their quality of life. Next slide. Special credit line, mabuti may mga representative ng bangko dyan kanina. This is criteria setting, and you know this very well. Next slide. You can have your own outline. Next slide. But this is just a guide. Ito rin, ang gusto lang ko i-highlight dito, hindi ko na, I will not belabor to describe the whole thing, but ang importante na makahinga tayo ng mabuti. Instead na July 15 ang deadline sa pag-abot kay Presidente, the management of PCA proposes that this will be extended to August 15, which is most likely be approved because they are delayed in the release of funds to initiate the process. So medyo pero let's assume na we will have we will do it by July 15 para hindi tayo mag let up sa initiative. Next slide. Okay, next slide. So ganun lang, and again congratulations, magandang presentations sa roadmap. Actually I have learned also from the presentations of Mr. Octobre and the discussion of Mr. Ontalan on the salient pictures of the law. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
we,
Dr. Lozada. No? Thank you very much.
yeah,
So,
thank you.
so once again, let's give a hand to Dr. Ernesto P. Lozada, no, the team head behind the crafting of the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan. So we'll be closely coordinating with you, sir, no, Doc, for future engagements between sa atong mga formulation and development
Actually,
plan.
kinuha ko na kaagad yung email ni Mr. Octobre because I will email him the details of the farm service crew, because with his experience he can improve and probably the champion for that idea.
Okay, sir. Okay.
You will be more believable than me. I'm glad you're still young and you and I like your Visayan accent. I'm Ilonggo.
Thank you, Doc.
All right. So moving forward, no. Next we'll be presenting the I think it was presented earlier by Dr. Lozada, the matrices for the development plan. But I think we need to have a more detailed matrix. So we'll be turning the mic over to our PDO4, Jose Danilo Ontalan, who will be presenting to the panel, no, to the group, the proposed or the sample templates for the development plan that will be utilized per agencies. So hoping for your consideration in for this document.
Okay, okay na. Okay, good morning once again. So as presented by Doc Lozada regarding the matrix, so I will give you a sample of the matrix which has already entry from the shared facilities to hybridization, the coconut-based farming system, research, promotion, marketing, social protection, organizing empowerment of coconut farmers organization, credit program, and infrastructure development. So, natay mga entry din So, it's up to the concerned agency kung asa mo na bilong din either i-retain ninyo ning gi-entry na mo, or you can have your additional program nga isulod din So our target date is for 5 years. Then we have also to put an indicative investment.
Pwede na ako mag-suggest sandali.
Okay, sir.
Yung doon sa number 1 sa shared facilities, ang suggestion ko dito, we start small muna, maybe 5,000 nuts lang muna kasi wala pa akong nakita na 10,000 nuts na smooth sailing. medyo palagi na problema sila sa marketing, sa quality. Kung sa 5,000, medyo mas manageable. As a start, then
Okay.
you can upgrade later on.
Okay po. So
Suggestion
bali
lang
yung
yan, but
capacity.
kayo talaga yan ang kuan. Ina-share ko lang yung aking pag-experience as sa naobserbahan.
Salamat, Doc.
Yes.
Doc, may question ako. Regarding po ng indicative investment, wala pa po ata yung sharing sa per region. So paano ito?
Indicative.
Baka ma-over kami sa 5 billion ito.
Yung
Pwede hong mag-suggest
Okay.
si si Dr. Aragon.
Okay, Doc. Sige,
Okay.
Doc.
Ang ho kasi namin, it's important na mag-prioritize ho kayo. May mga list kayo nung halimbawa kung ano yung mga shared facilities na gusto ninyo, and then i-prioritize ninyo. Kasi what we will be doing is we will get all the regional development plans, and at the national level we will prioritize
Okay po.
which of the different shared facilities or other components will be given allocation.
Allocation.
Kaya very important to meron kayo diyan yung meron kayong column ng justification.
Okay.
So,
dito po sa Kwan Matrix 2 po.
So matrix So
ito
titingnan
po.
din namin yung number of beneficiaries, number of organizations, Tapos importante din ho na i-indicate nyo kung merong market yung products. Yung
Okay.
So yun yung mga considerations. So kung financially viable yan, kung merong may market potential. So yung mga considerations yung titignan. At saka yung mga number of beneficiaries.
Okay, Doc.
Tanto yung justification. Kasi we will be prioritizing at the national level.
Okay. So bahala na po kung ilan yung kuha namin indicative investment po, no? Okay.
Bahala na ho kayo.
Sige, ma'am. Sige, Doc. Salamat, Doc.
Tsaka isa lang gusto ko parang emphasize, yung coordination among the different agencies very important. So, for example, meron kayong shared facilities, So, together with PhilMec, you will identify kung what types of, training will be needed. Kasi meron kayo diyang mga employees that will be operating yung mga machine. So, ano yung mga, what are the types of skills needed? So, yun after identifying yung mga, yung mga types of skills needed for those who will be operating yung mga shared facilities, ibibigay nyo naman yung information sa TESDA.
Sa API.
Doon sila papasok. Kasi hindi nila alam kung anong klaseng training ang kailangan
Okay.
Kaya very important yung coordination among the different agencies. In the same manner, ganin doon sa coconut improvement. Once na-identify nyo kung ano yung mga commodities that will be planted, i-provide nyo naman yung information, yung mga training needs para naman bibigay sa ATI.
Okay po. Sige, ma'am. Okay.
At saka isa pa yung sa shared facilities, yung building kasi kailangan may building, hindi ba? Kaya hindi lang yung machinery. Yung building ay ibibigay yung information
sa DPWH.
DPWH, yes.
So hindi lang pala FMR ang sa DP.
Oh, DPW. Tama rin ho yung buildings sa DPWH. Kaya very important ho yung coordination among the different participating agencies.
So pwede rin po sila ang mag-input po sa example dito po sa crop insurance. Pwede po ang PCIC na po ang magkuhan kung ilang hectares po insured, yung livestock po.
Ibigay ho yung information kung ilan ang mga ilan ang livestock,
coconut-
ilan yung
coconut
hectares,
farmers.
sila na maglalagay ng amount.
Okay. So bali based din po doon sa roadmap namin, no?
Mhm. Sa inyo rin ho manggagaling kung ilan ang
Oo.
mga coconut farmers na mako-cover ng insurance, kung ilang trees, sila na magbibigay ng, sila na mag-estimate. Sila mag-estimate ng budget.
Okay.
But they
So,
need the information from you.
So hindi pa to makuha ngayon sa homework ata ito. Kasi wala pa kaming mga data ngayon.
Tapos din ho yung sa organizations, kayo mag-identify kung yung number of organizations that will be organized. Yung wala pa kung saang
Okay po.
location. Provide nyo sa
Okay po.
kanila. So, ang CDA naman ang gagawa ng budget.
Okay. Sige
Tapos
po.
yung training din ho, anong kailangan ng mga for strengthening. Ilang organizations ang that need to be strengthened. So may sarili silang mga trainings to strengthen yung organization. They will be the ones who will estimate the budget for the training.
Trainings. Okay po.
May comment din ho ata si Dr. Aguilar. Kanina nakita ko. Regarding intercropping and livestock integration.
Okay po. Nasa chat box po. Pwede din mo mapasa.
Okay, so allow me to read, no? As mentioned by Dr. Aguilar, for intercropping and livestock integration, the thrust is to have agribusiness corridors. So good strategy is to assess what is already existing, say coffee, or improve, replicate and upscale to have a wider participation and coverage, shared facilities and other support services to have an impact within the short term.
Okay po, Doc. I will take in po.
Thank you.
So from our partner agency, do you have any comments or suggestion?
Good morning po.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. You're acknowledged.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
Lydia from ATI.
From ATI, yes, ma'am.
Pwede ma-move yung sa slide, yung dito sa training. Kasi nakita ko, there are already identified types and even titles of the training. Organizing, ano yun siya? Letter E yata yun siya. Ito. Yung may mga organization, organizing and
Ito.
empowerment, institutional development trainings, business management trainings, may gap skills training, gap coconut. Are these trainings based on the, was there a needs assessment already before you came up with this list or types of training and even the number of participants?
Actually, ma'am, sample pa ni siya, no? So either we adapt this or you have your own sets of skills training.
Yeah, because again, with reference to the full implementation of the Mandanas ruling, which was mentioned earlier by Manager Octobre, by 2022, the ATI will no longer be training farmers. kay di ba there will be full implementation of the Mandanas ruling by 2022, and one of the affected services or function is the extension function. So yung extension services or the training for the farmers are already devolved or again redevolved to the local government units. So for this our RCIDP, is this exempt from the Mandanas ruling na kasi nga we were maskin sa mga ano namin sa 2022 namin na plans, wala na talagang farmers. So and then my other concern is yung training talaga namin is for the extension workers. And in fact, nauna na yung sa rice namin, no, there we have, I think JR Ilogo, no? He is our partner from TESDA. For rice, example sa rice program sa RCEF, specific na ATI, ang training is until the training of trainers. Yung sa farmers talaga na training is handled by TESDA. So I don't know if there is already an agreement, is there already an, di ba wala pang IRR, kung ano ba talaga ang i-implement na training ng TESDA o ano din ang i-implement na training ng ATI. Kasi dapat, sabi nga ni Dr. Aragon kanina, dapat ma-identify natin beforehand yung training needs para naman ma-address talaga natin kung ano ang kailangan ng industry, yung sa farmers. So yun yung mga concern namin sa sa ATI.
It's possible na baka exempted siguro ang ATI dun sa Mandanas ruling kasi ang may budget allocation hanggang for 5 years eh.
Okay, pero hindi pa na ma'am, wala pang agreement as to how much or anong type of training ang i-handle ng ATI at saka ng TESDA. Kasi dalawa man ang di ba, TESDA at saka ATI ang mag-handle ng training.
Siguro ang ATI more on the farm related
agricultural
skills.
side.
So agriculture.
So anyway, ma'am, we will just furnish each agency a copy of this matrix with the targets. So sa ngayon hindi pa kumpleto yung pa namin mga targets with regard to these programs.
So kasi kailangan din namin who will teka sandali. Yung sabi ni Ma'am Dr. Aragon kanina that si Dr. Aragon ba yun or si Sir yung na dapat makuha yung needs ng
yes
so
okay so actually we are planning for the next schedule all concerned focal persons of the agency. So we will sit down with regards to this to their individual programs. So don't tayo maglagay ng mga may output na tayo.
So magkano ang share ng ng ATI para sa pag-conduct ng training for Region 10 para maanuhan namin ng budget or makapag kami prioritize ng kung anong type of training kasi meron naman kaming mga training kaya lang hindi namin alam pa kung yun ba ang kailangan ng mga yung mga sa coconut farmers. So anong type of training at saka magkano ang budget na we will work on?
Yung ang tanong ko kanina wala pa kasing kuan yung sharing kung ilan talaga ang ikuan sa region. So ang sabi ni Doc Aragon na ilagay nyo lang, anyway, i-prioritize nila kung sino ang ikuha ng budget. Gaya ng shared facility, sabi niya, maglagay kayo ng yung indicative investment na i-prioritize sa pag-implement dito. Pero sa training, actually, ay ikuha na lang ninyo, ma'am, kung usual involved amount sa training ninyo. Yun na lang muna ang basis natin.
Can we, okay, sige. So, can we propose other activities?
Yes.
Like for
Actually,
example,
we will provide you this matrix.
We have good experience or good result with our learning sites for agriculture. So we certify farms, yung mga farms na may mga good agricultural practices na pwede na sila mag-share sa ibang farmers. So sine-certify namin sila as learning site. And I think it's yung concept natin na big brothers, small brothers, papasok din kasi yung sa learning site. So can we also propose other than training, other innovations of ATI sa extension natin component of the program?
Yes, ma'am. You are
That's a
very
good
much
idea.
welcome.
There's a suggestion also from Dr. Aguilar regarding the training. She emphasized farm business school and long season trainings.
Yeah, okay. Season long farmers. Okay, yung sa mga FFS.
And the farm business schools.
Okay, we can handle that, ma'am. Farm business school. Yeah.
So we will provide this matrix to you, the concerned agency. So pwede nyo ilagay yung mga trainings nyo.
But we also need information on what really are training needs of the farmers aside sa FFS kasi talaga kasi di ba yung ano natin is masaganang ani at mataas na kita, so we really need a farm business school. One of the trainings natin na maganda talaga to address that is the FBS. So aside from that, kung ano pa kaya ang kailangan na training ng mga coconut farmers natin, and even the service providers, kasi di ba pinakita kanina yung sa ano na hindi lang naman farmers, may iba pa rin mga involved diyan sa coconut industry. Sige sir, thank you sir.
Okay ma'am, okay, sige.
Recognized din si ERD Kaharte ng NIDA, nag-chat yun kanina.
Okay, so good morning everyone. Good morning po the manager as well as our participants, and we would just like to thank you for involving NEDA, especially in your willingness to undergo the vetting process of the Regional Development Council through the Economic Development Committee. In fact, we would like to inform that no less than the manager and Mr. Octobre and Mr. Untalan visited our office last Tuesday, to personally visit and coordinate with our office through our regional director, Myla Faye Aurora B. Carino. So we would like to thank you, sir, and our guidance and our information on this is we understand the urgency in the preparation of this plan. So this was, I think, amply emphasized by Manager Octobre as well as Mr. Ontalan, and also to Dr. Losada, that this is the requirement for the care releases of funds under RA 11524. So we also commend that there are a number of information also, as presented by Mr. Octobre, that will comprise the draft plan of the region. So we would just like to, I think, emphasize that there were questions a while back on the share as to the 10 billion budget for the region. So on the part of NEDA, we would just like to have this insight that I think that the plan should be based on our need, no? So that's why I think we will not wait that what's our share. Although that 10 billion, there should be a criteria. And as mentioned by Dr. Corazon Aragon, that we will, as part of the planning process, we will just generate inputs from the agencies and other concerned entities in the region or stakeholders, because this will be a very comprehensive plan, not on the production side, but the coconut industry as a whole. So in fact, Mr. October was commended by Dr. Losada that we did not also lose sight on the part of the industry portion, but aspect of the coconut industry as a whole. So we would just like to suggest that it should be based on need. And we also acknowledge that there was an outline or a guideline that's part of the guidelines in the preparation of the CEF IDR roadmap. So I think that was swiftly presented by Dr. Losada. So we would like to thank you for that, because on the part of NEDA, if there is already guidelines, no, that will be followed by the regions, we will respect that, because per initial assessment on the plan, we just like to suggest that the logical sequence, but we have yet to see the outline. We don't have a copy of that yet, because as we see, the situational analysis shall serve or as basis for the goal identification. So from the SA, there will be gaps, issues that will surface. So from that, that will serve as basis for our goals. And then from the goals, this will be translated into objectives and to strategies, as well as the investment program. So we also would like to thank also for presenting the program development planning matrix. So this is very helpful to translate our goals into strategies, as well as into implementable action areas, which are the programs, projects, activities. And from there, we have the indicative program, indicative requirements. So in terms of budgetary support. So based on that, I think the challenge now is to generate inputs from the agencies, but that should take off from the SA, from the situational analysis. We have the SOAR, and from the SWOT. And from then, if we have inputs, I think that will be prioritized, so that we understand that we have to compete with this 10 billion depending on the justification and the need of the region. So that's our on the part of NEDA. So we would just like to inform on the vetting process of the NEDA. So we understand that the deadline is extended to August, but then we are encouraged by Dr. Losada that we have to make it by July 15. So if we go through the vetting process of the RDC, we have our Economic Development Committee meeting, the appropriate committee that will first deliberate and vet for this plan. So the meeting is on June 10. So after June 10, then we will have enough time to polish or enhance the plan based on the submissions and maybe on the recommendations of the RDC, Economic Development Committee. The schedule of our RDC 10 full council meeting is on July 24. So after July 24, we'll have enough time for the finalization and then the completion of the plan. But what is crucial now is for the agencies to submit their input. So this will be facilitated with the planning matrix that was presented a while back. We have matrix 1 and 2. So from this, this will be processed, of course, by the. Is there a planning team within PCA? Manager Octobre to process all the inputs and then to prioritize before this will be presented to the EDC on June 10.
Ah,
So,
kanira gyapon ako mga technical staff. Mura gyapon
okay,
sila.
sir. So on the part, although we saw 84 slides, no? And yeah, we can discuss, we formalized our comments on that, sir. But what is important right now is for the agencies to submit, no? But we need to inform them also of the initial information that you gathered through your previous consultations, particularly on the situational analysis and briefer and results of the SA, the SOAR, and ASBISES for the programs and projects, as well as the indicative budgetary requirements that they will be putting in. So that's the timeline that we can provide you, sir, but we will closely coordinate with you.
Salamat. Salamat.
Yeah, because at the EDC level, we would appreciate if mabuo na ang plan, sir, ma-organize na into a write-up. But of course, the presentation will be in PowerPoint slides, but we will see the plan in an organized manner, and we would like to also recommend that if there is an outline from the central office as part of the overall guidelines in crafting the CFID, then that would be fine, Mr. Octobre, the manager. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So we will just be around, sir. Just coordinate with us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, ERD. Salamat kayo. Ikaw sa ligando na ako pohon.
Dili, sir. We have our team, Engineer Luzondra, and the chief of the Project Development Investment Programming Division, the technical coordinator of the Economic Development Committee, but Mr. E.N.P. Richardson Coa, the Policy Formulation and Planning Division, will also lend support to the division of Engineer Lisondra. Imo naman sa ning mga amigo sila, sir, sila Archie. So, we will
Salamat,
be
salamat.
working with you. So mo lang to, sir, murag ang atong agencies, we need to inform them on the urgency of the matter. Kay before June 10, they have to submit their inputs para mabuo-buo na po, sir, no? So that's from NEDA, sir. So thank you po.
Salamat, ERD, sa mga inputs ug sa mga timelines nato nga importante kayo.
I think we have a question from PCIC. Sir, you're acknowledged.
Good morning. No, currently we were not informed by head office na receive na nila ang ilang amount coming from PCA. No, so we cannot kanang buhat og target because basically ang head office namo o muhatag og target namo. And we know daghan atong pwedeng ma-insure, but considering ang 200 million divide by 14, gamay na lang mabilin anak din sa ato, no? So maghangyo lang we will just request kung pwede amo sa ning i-coordinate sa among head office, basig na sila plano para ilan na lang i-cascade diri sa amo. Then after that we will submit the one for your approval.
Yes, sir. Okay kayo na imong gihimo. Imong plano. Sige.
Salamat, sir. Salamat din kay sir.
At tinabanga kita ani kay 50 years na to nitabangan.
Sige lang, sir, kay bisag gamay lang atong kuan, pero napay RSBSA gihapon ato gyapon idugang ang inyo kuan. Pero sa pagkakaron, we cannot definitely submit the number of farmers or the number of heads sa mga animals nga atong insure, considering that we still don't know how much will be allocated for Region 10.
Yes. Okay. Pero sa agi naingon ba kanina po, sir, kay dapat depende sa kuan, dili ta maghulat og pilay ihatag nato nga share, kundi dapat lang i-present nato ang need.
Anyway, basta atong paninghaon nga matabangan gihapon nato ang atong mga mag-uuma, especially sa mga atong mga coconut farmers, because they need really this help coming from us and also protection under our insurance program.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you kayo. No choice kita ni.
Yan, do you have any other concerns, no? I think nag-proceed na ta sa ano open forum, no. So any other reactions with regards to the prior presentations and other clarifications maka from the partner agencies? I'm reading the chat box, no, from DTI. They mentioned DTI's rapid growth project can help assist, no, in completing at least some of the TNAs ATI is discussing. A rapid growth project is supposed to also complete this TNA exercise for the target 75 SCFOs in Bukidnon, Lanao del Norte, and Misamis Oriental. Ayan.
Yes. Mao gini atugwan dapat gini nga ang atong pag-implement sa mga projects dapat mahimo kanang kuan gyud sa may tawag nato ani nga term sama corroborating o di ko
Collaborative.
collaborative okay. We are really sa PCA kabalumi nga ang DTI naasad gyud mo rapid nga kanang program ninyo and you have also your targets. Pero mo lagi ni nga dapat nga synchronize gihapon nato ang atong mga activity para nga dili ta makuan kasi iko atong attention sa kuha ni pohon nga oy duplication man mo. So anyway, nian na magyud ta. Ako lang ikasulti sa ato tanan. We have 50 years to collaborate. So kinabanga lang yun sa ta kay first time sa namo ni nga experience nga implementing projects balaod nga with other agencies. So anymore?
So I think we have a ano put from DARFO 10, no, we have distribution of 50,000 coffee certified seedlings and 83,000 certified cacao seedlings for this year 2021. I think sa akong understanding, ma'am, is this is funded by your ano no GAA sa Department of Agriculture. So this will be this effort will be a different target all the matter, no. So we'll come up with a different number of beneficiaries this time. I think that will start the year one of the planning will be starting 2022. So 2022 to 2024, 2020
Years.
2026, sorry, 2026. So yan yung ano composition ng ating ano development plan for the next 5 years, starting next year.
Hi, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. There was a presentation a while back of Mr. Untalan that there will be a MOA that will be forged to facilitate the implementation of this, I think, RA 11524. So our suggestion is the basis for the MOA, because in the MOA there will be provisions agreements, will be the approved CDIP roadmap as basis for the MOA, rather than MOA prior the plan. But I think the plan should be the one of the basis for the forging of the MOA between among PCA and the stakeholders as identified in RA 11524. So that's our suggestion, that the MOA should be also take off or should take off or anchor from the approved plan. So, manager.
Yes, parang ang take ko diyan parang yan eh, doon nila i-anchor ang MOA doon talaga sa law, no, yung mga saan ang yung mga responsibilities by its agency.
Apart from that, but it should also mention the plan so that we can more or less draw commitment from our stakeholders in the plan implementation.
Yes.
There will be, unless there are other instruments to ensure commitment of stakeholders in the implementation of the plan.
Yes. Agree. We will try to bring that up to management. We will have our mancom this afternoon.
We also have a
Thank-
suggestion, no, from DTI Lanao del Norte. They suggested that the activities will be conducted for identified actors and players of the value chain of each coconut-related products. For example, VCO, coconut sugar, coconut fiber with its allied products. Through these activities, the players or actors of each products will express their immediate needs. And from that needs, we base the crafting of the action and activities. So that is noted po, sir, no, from DTI Lanao del Norte.
Okay.
So we'll to move forward, we'll be making a timeline siguro. Kay considering sa mga pronouncement kanina ni sa ARDs from NEDA and from our team from central office, we have a deadline for this month. So perhaps we can agree on a timeline. So I'll give the mic to PDO4 for this agreement.
Okay. Identify sa ang output sa region. Okay. Okay, for our timeline, for next week we will be meeting with our provincial offices prior for us to furnish you the matrix with the corresponding output already. So maybe the focal person of each agency will be meeting after our meeting with our provincial offices. So sa second week of June, in order for us to finalize the matrix. But before we will meet, we will furnish you in advance the matrix.
Hi, sir, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, the meeting of the EDC, sir, is June 10 po. So when are you meeting with the provincial offices po? And yeah, so I forgot to also suggest that the matrix should also contain apart from the agencies, but the LGUs, particularly on the devolved function based on Section 17 of RA 7160 or the Local Government Code to be more comprehensive. And this was mentioned by Manager Octobre in his presentation. So I see the template for the development planning matrix that involve the agencies, but I think we should also generate inputs from the LGUs. Yeah, particularly for the katong mga first to fourth, third class kay by 2022 full devolution of the Mandanas Garcia ruling. So we will also be generating commitments from the LGUs, especially that agriculture is devolved function po.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, noted. Sige. June. Di ang meeting with agency June 4. June 4 na lang. Meeting with provincial is 31.
Sir, may I suggest po that before the agencies meet, they be provided with the matrix so that they can be ready
Yes.
for inputs po.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you.
So okay, so we will be meeting with the focal person of the concerned agency on June 4. Okay, June 4. So we will furnish you the matrix siguro within the week yapon siya, so most probably Wednesday or June 2. Okay.
So to recap, no, due to the timeline, and we are trying to beat the deadline din sa meeting na i-conduct this coming June 10 by the RDC. The agency will commit, no, by June 2 will be providing the partner agencies with the matrices along with the with the needs na. And by June 4, we hope to meet the partner agencies to discuss their initial inputs with regards to the indicative figures and of course the budget no na allocate. And then from then on we can polish for henceforth, no, and hopefully by June 10 we can attend the RDC meeting and prepare the presentation of the output that we have given. And then another
po?
point, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's the EDC meeting
EDC.
yeah, because
Okay.
there will be no agenda that will be raised to the RDC unless the appropriate committee will vet that
Okay.
agenda.
So
po.
June 10 will be EDC meeting.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
Economic
noted.
Development Committee, and we would appreciate if a day before or 2 days before we can have the draft plan po as basis for our evaluation and memo brief as a
2 days.
requirement prior the EDC meeting. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. No, that's noted, ma'am. Another point of contention din, yung matrix should also contain the devolved functions of the LGU. So that is all noted. Any other concerns that the other agencies would like to raise? I understand na medyo paspas ang timeline, but I think for the benefit of our coconut farmers, we can do anything. So, and we'll be in close contact din naman. The agency will help assist the partner agencies in the crafting of the development plan. So, with that, I think we can conclude our meeting for this morning since it's almost 12 na rin. Before we go with the closing remarks, may I invite everyone to turn on your cameras. No, we'll have a picture taking lang din before ta mag dismiss. Yan. So again, once again, I would like to thank everyone for attending this meeting, and your presence and attendance and in participation is really deeply very grateful po kami sa attendance po ninyo. And yun nga yung sabi ni RM na for the next 50 years our agencies will be partners in developing the coconut industry. So I think majority has turned on your cameras na. So first picture, we have 2 pages kasi eh. So first pictures. Ayan, 3, 2, 1. Isa pa po. See, next page. 3, 2, 1. Ayan, nag-smile ko pero nakamask man day ko. Ayan, so thank you very much no for attending. With the closing remarks, may I call on Dr. Pase to give her closing remarks for this morning.
Thank you, Ram. Good day, everyone. And this closing instance, on behalf of the Philippine Coconut Authority Region 10, I'd like to say thank you to all of you who have attended this interagency meeting on the crafting of regional coconut farmers and industry development plan. I am grateful to each and every one of you. Just to think about that all that brought here for the coconut industry and for the uplifting of the life of the coconut farmers. We need each other collaborations, developing relationship and partnerships. We wish that all of you and agencies here hope to always show interest and commitment to help our coconut farmers. We much indebted for all of your support. God bless you all and have a great day and a weekend ahead.
Yeah, so thank you very much for attending. So the presentations for this morning will be sent to you sa inyong email addresses, as well as the yung agreements natin, yung mga timelines. So with that, once again, thank you very much no for attending and have a great day and stay safe po. Ingat po kayo.
Ingat sa COVID lahat. Salamat.
Doc Lozada, thank you very much for attending.
Okay, thank you.
Doc Aragon, thank you.
Thank you.
Doc Lozada, thank you.